7 behind the gate in the 24th running of the J.A.Ferguson Memorial. Here they come. They're off, and Racing Euripides is leaving, and so is Stetson Any Size, and so is Showboat Captain. As they go to the turn, Maggette up on the inside as well. Round the turn, Stetson Any Size with the lead. Euripides is from 2. Showboat Captain is 3. Maggette gets rough and makes a few steps going around the turn. They head down the backside. It is Stetson Any Size with the lead, controlling up front. Euripides sits second. Racing third, Showboat Captain. Maggette holds 4. Then Look Maynard is 5, not so bad. And then Desperado. 28-4 to the first quarter. Stetson Any Size off the turn, leading to the half. Euripides sits there in second. As they come down towards the half mile, Stetson Any Size and Albert Bernard on the front, just where he wants to be. Euripides is 2. Showboat Captain Notion to the outside now in 3. Maggette is 4. Look Maynard, not so bad, and Desperado. The bottom turn. Priory to the break on 7 as they go to the bottom. Up the backside they go. Stetson Any Side. Showboat Captain on the outside. 58-1 down to the half. Euripides is 3. Maggette is 4. Up along the fence. It is not so bad. Then Look Maynard and Desperado as they go to the turn. Racing around that turn, Stetson Any Size. Showboat Captain on the inside. Kate Breton's got a shot here. Not so bad if she can find some racing room, because she's got some kick off the turn. As they head for home, it is Stetson Any Size with on the inside Euripides, and here on the outside Showboat Captain and Maggette at the wire. Down the backside, Bucky's De La Hoya and Nightly Blues are off by themselves. Fernhill Lucky on the outside. Moves up to be 3. Basin View Nukes on the outside. Moves out to go now, and Party All Night on the inside. Donmar Fraser trails. Into the paddock turn, and it's Bucky's De La Hoya. Nightly Blues second. Fernhill Lucky is third. On the outside, Basin View Nukes moves 4th. Party All Night 5th. 131. And 2/5, 3/4, Bucky's De La Hoya. Nightly Blues on the outside, right to the wire. Nightly Blues on the outside, and Bucky's De La Hoya held on by a head. Nightly Blues second, Fernhill Lucky is third. As they head towards the 3/4, Woodmere Dropper in 59-4 was the half. Mr. Ralston on the outside moves up to challenge. Westover Crash is 3. Regal Cram is 4. The Last High Hope 5. And Kilkerran Padre. Woodmere Dropper now. Mr. Ralston draws closer on the outside. Off the top turn, the 3-year-olds are coming home, and the St. John Invader from the outside trying to get up. Woodmere Dropper just steps on the pedal and moves away. Woodmere Dropper wins it by 2 lengths going away. Mr. Ralston second. Regal Cam is third. Charlotte's Flight still from the lead. Flex Appeal second, 59-2. Berta Flight on the outside is up in a hurry. Halmac Cruiser following on the outside through the backside. Charlotte's Flight, Bird of Flight on the outside second. Flex Appeal is third. Halmac Cruiser on the outside. Kilkerran Raider along the rail. Amber's Runaway Jet is 6th. Into the paddock turn now. Charlotte's Flight trying to make every stop. A winning one off the turn. Outside, Bird of Flight second. Flex Appeal along the fence. Nowhere to go. 130 and 3/4. Here comes the Atlantic Sire Stakes home. Flex Appeal trying to get out. Charlotte's Flight. Flex Appeal on the outside will come down and win it. Flex Appeal is the winner. Woodmere Midas, then Rhett Butler second. Island Viking is still third with Elm Grove Sampson from 4. Happy Scotty is 5. Into the paddock turn by 3 lengths, Woodmere Midas. Rhett Butler is second, with Island Viking still holding third, coming again to the outside. Off the turn, looks like Woodmere Midas will be the first 2-year-old to win in 2000 in the Atlantic Sire Stakes. He's through the stretch. He's home and cooled out. He's got it all won. Rhett Butler is second. Closing is Island Viking. He'll get third. And it'll be Elm Grove Sampson for fourth, with Happy Scotty for fifth. It's Salty Sal. Remember Kate on the outside. Seawind Alpha on the inside is 3. Midas Abbey went to a break. Down the backside they go, heading on to the 3/4. Now Remember Kate on the outside. Then up on the outside, here comes She's Drop in a hurry on the outside, going 3 wide. McGuigan's got that one in order, looking to the lead, and goes on and gets it. She's Drop right on to the lead. Pitch a Nutmeg on the outside is second. Remember Kate is back on to get the lead on the inside. Salty Sal is there, and Seawind Alpha would like to find some room, and Island Vanessa is looking for room as well. They're off the top turn. She's Drop is heading him home. Remember Kate has been a tough contender all the way outside, but She's Drop is coming to the lead. Here's Seawind Alpha trying to get through, and a pitch of Nutmeg, but Barney McGuigan will win it with She's Drop at the wire. Heading on 3/4, Donmar TJ. Man o' War on the outside is 2. As Man o' War engages now Donmar TJ on the outside, and he's not letting him by. Into the paddock turn, Donmar TJ fights back again and takes the lead. Man o' War second on the outside. Elm Grove Luke is 3, with Jig Times to Largo is 4. And Donmar TJ still fighting for the lead. Man o' War on the outside in second. It's North Sydney against Bedeck off the top turn as they come home. Man o' War on the outside trying to get the best of Donmar TJ right down to the wire. And Man o' War will win it. Big trip for Donmar TJ second. Elm Grove Luke is third. Here comes Jameson and Lone Wolf on the outside, going 3 wide. Down to the 3/4. Rapid Breeze now gets in gear. Romo sends him by a lead of a length off the lead. 3 on the far outside. Lone Wolf. Up on the inside comes Perfect Monty. Rapid Breeze with Brandon Bradley still there second. Boy, he's going some trip, I'll tell you. On the inside, that's Perfect Monty. Lone Wolf is 4 outside. And look at Mitchell Paul. He's caught the field again off the top turn. But Romo heads them on through the lane, and Louis Clark of Sydney Mines will be home free to win this one, with number 4, Rapid Breeze, to win it. Bradley's Monty and Mitchell Paul came way back to get 3. 57 4/5. They were past the half mile up the backside. And the 3/4 up and coming now. And Barney Barron still up front by a 1/4 of a length. Second on the outside is Showboat Captain. Then third, Euripides McGetty is 4. Stetson any size tips out, goes 3 deep. Heading towards the 7/8 turn now. And Barney Barron still has a nose out front. Is second on the outside, driving down and toward the mile. 1:28 past 3/4. Showboat Captain gets to the lead now. Barney Barnon at the rail, but McGee on the outside up to win it. Half mile, 105 2/5 up the backside again. And Dunmar Deputy opens it up again. Driving second, Scarlet Horizon, starting to itch up closer now. Then third, that is Big Belief Icon. And Scarlet Horizon in the 2-hole is trotting up a storm here, heading past Table Turn. Second and final time, and Dunmar Deputy still the leader. That's second on the outside, Scarlet Horizon. Third is Big Belief Icon. 3/4, 137 now, and Dunmar Deputy is going to bring him on home. Second on the outside, and gaining. That is Scarlet Horizon, but Dunmar Deputy digs him in. Driving to the mile, and Dunmar Deputy to win it. Scarlet Horizon second. Meat Belief Icon up for third. And Kenny Arsnell up front. After a half mile, 108 4/5 with balance of money. Dunmore Callahan racing second. Then I'll stride again is Noah Owen. Heading past the 3/4 now. And Dunmore Callahan tips to the outside. Up to challenge the leader, Balance of Money. Stable Turn second and final time, and Balance of Money
is strong up front. Dunmore Callahan is second. Racing off the top turn. Heading toward the mile now. And Balance of Money is looking to go wire to wire. Dunmore Callahan is second. The Balance of Money. Kenny Arsenal going to go wire to wire and pick up a maiden mark here in the fourth. Up front. On the lead is Maple Leaf Hawk. And second, Buddy Watch His Name, then Maple Leaf Hoya. Half mile of 101. And Maple Leaf Hawk. That's 3/4 of a length out in front of Buddy Watch His Name on the outside. Stable turn second and final time. And Maple Leaf Hawk answers the challenge, drives on. Buddy Watch His Name is second and Maple Leaf Hawk third. Off the 7/8, going to drive through the lanes. 1:31 and 2/5. Past the 3/4, and Maple Leaf Hawk is sailing up front. Buddy Watch His Name is going to be second, and then Maple Leaf Hoya and finishing up third.
No Apologize sits second, and Old Time Rock is third. Tiny Bubbles is back four, and then Elm Grove Cameline. 3/4 is next. Black Bowtie, now No Apology, gets to the outside. Then Old Time Rock is three, Tiny Bubbles is four. Into the paddock turn, and Black Bowtie still pacing off the lead. No Apology on the outside. Old Time Rock comes up three, Tiny Bubbles is four, and Elm Grove Cameline is five. 1:34 and 2 3/4 and sprinting home, Black Bowtie. Looks as though he's got this one under wraps, and he has. Black Bowtie will win it. No Apology second, and Old Time Rock will be third. Tiny Bubbles is fourth. We're to the halfway station with Charlotte's A-Team still pacing up front. Now, here's a Drop of Wine in a hurry on the outside, and a Drop of Wine gives up the challenge. Charlotte's A-Team for the lead. Charlotte's A-Team sees it coming, now puts it into another gear and closes up as going off stride. Flashy Family. Charlotte's A-Team. Drop of Wine second on the outside. Then Too Spicy for You, three along the rail. Back on again, pacing Flashy Family takes over four. Dignity of a Lady 5. Charlotte's A-Team widens it again now to 2.5 lengths off the turn. 1:37 and 1 3/4. Charlotte's A-Team is home here, a winner for Danny Romo. Charlotte's A-Team winning it, and it'll be the 3-horse Too Spicy for You for second. I'm a Snortin' 2 is racing second. Then that's I'm a Nightly Gal. Tarwin Misty is holding 4 on the inside. Then Elm Grove Michaela and Money Don't Matter. 3/4 next. Windy Bay Caroline is still on top round the turn. And on the outside now, I'm Nightly Gal moves up to do some challenging. They're at the half in 1:04 and 3. And Windy Bay Caroline is putting it in another gear off the top turn. Windy Bay Caroline is the leader on the way home. And Porky starts making her way to the winner's circle because Windy Bay Caroline is going to be a winner. I'm a Snortin' 2 will be up for second. On the backside. On the outside, K.R. Quick is up to be 2. Elm Grove Braden is now clear by 2. As they get to the 3/4, like he did in Inverness, he's sprinting now. Last quarter in Inverness, 28 and 2. Watch this 2-year-old pace now into the paddock turn. It is Elm Grove Braden by the lead. Rhonda's Son right there on his doorstep, second off stride there. Went K.R. Quick. They're off the turn, and Rhonda's Son is coming out to challenge Elm Grove Braden through the lane. But it's no-no for Dave Carey as he just touches them and he drives away and wins here with Rhonda's Son second. And it'll be close for third. Looks like Pondside Warrior for third. 59 flat. They're down past the half and clearing onto the lead now is Maggette. Maggette opens it up by 2. Charlotte's Flight is second. Showboat Captain is third. Don Marpal along the rail is fourth. Down the backside, 3/4. Now 2.5. Charlotte's Flight is closing up again on Maggette. Showboat Captain. Don Marpal is sitting 4. Into the turn. Maggette is still the leader. Maggette with Charlotte's Flight second. 1:27 and 4. And boy, we do have a shot. It is Maggette off the turn. Charlotte's Flight is coming up on the outside through the lane. Maggette by 1.5, widening it open. He's battling the clock now. Maggette is the winner, down under the wire. Charlotte's Flight second, and the Showboat Captain is third.
Up the backside, the half, 1 minute. And Salty Sal by a half a length out in front. Cookie's Lightning on the outside is second. She's dropped is third. Down the backside in the 3/4 up and coming. Submerging from Jill's Burial on Cookie's Lightning. On the outside, gets out to a half a length lead of Salty Sal. Stable turn, second and final time, and Salty Sal's going to come back on at the rail. Cookie's Lightning is second on the outside. She's dropped is third. 1:29 at 4/5 past 3/4. And a stretch drive remaining now, and Salty Sal is going to bring them on home. Cookie's Lightning in second. She's dropped his third. And Emmons McKay is going to go wire to wire with 3-year-old filly Salty Sal. Put a 1 2/5. Past half mile up the backside. And the 3/4 up and coming now. 3 in and 3 out, and Bev C down. On the outside, looks to take over the lead from Willie Be Happy, driving third. TK Sky at a 4. Woodmere Midas. On past the 3/4 now. Stable turn, second and final time. And Stevie Mason sends Bev C down half a length out in front. 1:31 and 1/5 past 3/4. After 7/8, a stretched mile remaining here now. And Bev C down is going to bring him on home. Willie Be Happy is second at the rail, driving on and toward the mile now. And Bev C down to win it. Willie Be Happy second. Woodmere Midas looks to hold on for third. 1 minute, 3/5. We're down the backside. And JB's Magic up front on the lead. Elm Grove Sheena is second. Driving third, I'm Devilish from 4. Basin View head up. And a 5, that is Beans to an end, then Dunville Heather. Down the backside, 3/4, passing now. And JB's Magic ups his lead to 2 now. Second, Elm Grove Sheena, I'm Devilish. Pops in the 3-hole. Stable turn, second and final time now. And JB's Magic by 2 up front, 1:31 and 4/5. That's the 3/4, off the top turn, and driving through the lanes now. And the 3-year-old Largo filly, JB's Magic, in rein to Danny Romo, has this field covered by at least 8. I'm Devilish is second. For third, it's awfully close. Judges looking at a show print. 3/4 up and coming now to pitch a nutmeg. Still from the lead second. And that is Remember Kate. Then NS Haley third on the outside. Stable turn, second and final time. And pinch a nutmeg. Up front, for the lead, 1:31 and 4/5 past 3/4. Stretch drive remaining now. And Danny Romo's going to prop in the garden spot with Remember Kate to take a run at pinch a nutmeg. Racing through the lanes now. And Remember Kate on the outside, half a length the best. Second, pinch a nutmeg. NS Haley up for third. And to the 5/8 turn down to Mitchell Paul. They're still up front on the lead, second on the outside. That is Donmar TJ. Up third, Brookridge Major. And then in 4, Man of War. Up in 5, Dr. N. 1 minute flat, past the half, up the backside, 3/4. Up and coming now to Mitchell Paul. They're still from the lead. Second is Brookridge Major. Down the rail third, that is Man of War. And then up in 4, Dr. N. A stable turn, second and final time now. And a Mitchell Paul goes to work on the front end. It's a good 3rd quarter and a good rest, 1:33 and 3/5. And a Mitchell Paul is going to bring him on home. The Garden Drive second for Brookridge Major. He's going to take a run, and on the far outside, Man of War. On to the mile now, and Brookridge Major is ahead the best. Atlantic Sire Stakes, 3-year-old pacing Colts, A division. Firm's Phantom. Winner of 15 out of 16 lifetime starts on the rail. Glengyle Turner, Rat Bottler, Salzbrook. You're going down. And Lone Wolf. 6 starters, Atlantic Sire Stakes, 3-year-old pacing Colts, A division for 6,600. They're all on the wing. Down off of the gate and away in Salzbrook. Head Zoda looking for the lead from Firm's Phantom at the rail into the first turn now to Firm's Phantom. Comes away from the lead, driving second is Salzbrook. At third on the outside is You're Going Down. At 4. That is Glengyle Turner. Up 5. A Rat Butler, your trailer, is Lone Wolf down the backside. To the opening quarter now, and Firm's Phantom. Up front setting the fraction, second is Salzbrook. Third is You're Going Down from 4, Glengyle Turner. And then up in 5, Rat Butler, your trailer, is Lone Wolf. 29 3/5. Past opening quarter, heading down toward the half mile now. And Danny Romo has Firm's Phantom. Up front on the lead, Salzbrook is second. Driving third, You're Going Down from 4. Glengyle Turner up in 5. Rat Butler to the outside. 6 comes the Lone Wolf. Here the 5/8 turn down. Firm's Phantom seems to have everything under control here. The half mile was 59 3/5. Up here second on the outside is You're Going Down. At third is Salzbrook. And then in 4, Rat Butler. Lone Wolf making a break. Out of it is Glengyle Turner. Passing 3/4 now at a Firm's Phantom. On the lead, they can't get to within a length. You're Going Down to second, then Salzbrook third. Rat Butler is 4. Passing the 7/8, 129 2/5. Past 3/4, stretch drive remaining. Danny Romo is going to go wire to wire. Pick himself up a driving triple on his way to the Atlantic Sire Stake win here in the 11th with Firm's Phantom. Half mile, 1 minute 3/5. And Happy Scotty is up to engage with JT Jaguar up at the 3/4 pole. And JT Jaguar, they're not to within a length yet of him. A second back on at the rail. That is Blue Luna, tipping out going 3 deep. That is Walter Chevrier with Acton Gambler. 7/8 turn approaching, 131 4/5. And a JT Jaguar from the lead, but Acton Gambler is poised here, second on the outside, challenging Blue Luna is third. Racing through the lanes down, JT Jaguar is under a drive and going to hang on to win it. Acton Gambler second, Blue Luna up third. Heading up the backside now. 101 4/5 past half mile, and Rustico, Ben, and Brian McPhee get at the garden spot, sail up to take over the lead. Off stride is Maple Leaf Jet. And Rustico, Ben by 10. Up front, Deb's Girl is second. West of Romarty is third, back trotting 4. Maple Leaf Jet, Dunmore Shadow, stable turn, second and final time by 12 up front. That's Rustico Ben, 133 2/5. The fight here seems to be for second. Off the top turn through lanes, 133 2 past 3/4. Rustico Ben in a cakewalk. Up here for second, West of Romarty. For third, it's Deb's Girl. It's down the backside. And the 3/4 up and coming, 102 3. Past half mile, the Trader's Lady. From the lead, Notice Treasure second, Princetown Sam is third. Up in 4, Water Horse Shay. Passing 3/4 now. And the Trotters leading by 3/4 of a length. Notice Treasure is second. One Horse Shea is third. This stable turns second and final time. The Trotters lady is trying to go wire to wire, but Notice Treasure is knocking on the door, needing some room as One Horse Shea. 133 4/5. Past 3/4, the Trotters lady, Notice Treasure, and One Horse Shea down the rail to win it.
Striding up, looking second, into the paddock turn, Clinton DeBree. That's Powwow. Second up on the right. As they move around the turn, Clinton DeBree. Let's Powwow. 130 3/5 out of the 3/4 as they head up the turn. It's a shot at turns here for the 2-year-olds as they drive through the line. He's on cruise control now. Clinton DeBree is on cruise control and wins. And Acton invades second. Let's Powwow third. Third, Earth is wide berth with on the inside. Jake on the inside. 130. The half, a leisurely 106 flat. 106 flat. Now the sprint will be on. Charlene's Girl trying to sprint away, and she does down the backside. Champagne Flutie still holds second. On the outside, that is Just a Winner with Just Buy Me a Rose and Island Excellent. Up to the 3/4 mark they go. Charlene's Girl. Just a Winner second outside. Just Buy Me a Rose on the outside and third. But Charlene's Girl sprints away into the paddock turn. And on the inside, Champagne Flutie moves up again. 3 wide, here comes Just Buy Me a Rose. 138 1/3. Home comes the First Division 2-year-old Fillies, and Richie Lewis, come get your Kodak moment. You have been a winner here with Charlene's Girl, and second it'll be Just Buy Me a Rose with Champagne Flutie for Girl and Greg Sparling in 2:08 flat. As they step down the backside, the 2-year-olds going a sensational clip here, 59 3.5. Seawind Amy is second, Royal Cane is third, and then Just the Universal Gal. Into the paddock turn, it's now 3 lengths again for Olivia's Gold. Olivia's Gold. Royal Cane on the outside is challenging now for second as 130 3 to the upper turn. Off the turn, Olivia's Gold is trying to smash the 2-year-old filly record right down to the wire, and she strides and wins. Royal Cane is second, and Seawind Amy is third with Just the Universal Gal. Atlantic's Sire Stakes Association, Don Smith, Donna Neville, and Maura Kerr. They're all there for the presentation here to Todd Trites and Trevin Shives with the winner, Olivia's Gold. The number 3 entry and a terrific 2 minutes and 1/5 record. Margarita Rita still with the lead. The half in 1:01 flat. 1:01 to the backside. Margarita Rita. Second on the outside now. That's Blue Meadow Sue. On the inside, URA Jig Time. 3/4. Blue Meadow Sue on the outside takes over the lead from Margarita Rita. Blue Meadow Sue now to the lead, round the turn. Margarita Rita second with 3 on the inside now being Nickway Sierra. Then URA Jig Time. 131 2/5 down to the 3/4. They're off the turn, heading on home, and back on again is Margarita Rita driving through the lane. Margarita Rita, and right down to the wire, it'll be Blue Meadow Sue to win it. Margarita Rita second, and Nickway Sierra holds for 3. The gate is moving in the 9th. It'll be Bromley Road, Mitchus Cayley, Lazarus, Pierce Sealster, Matt Can Do Too, Canadian Victor, and then Take Me Higher. 7 of them behind the gate. Upper turn, here comes the Ferguson Memorial off the top turn. Race 7 moves through the lane. Harness Racing's most exciting 2 minutes will be coming down the lane. They'll go better than that, though. Here they come down the lane. They're off and racing in the inside. Bromley Road is left out. Mitchus Cayley has made a break. Mitchus Cayley made a break, and that put off Take Me Higher around the turn. Racing with the lead round. Pierce Sealster has made a break, too. Pierce Sealster has run down the backside. Up front, Bromley Road with the lead. Lazarus sits right there to race second. Then Matt Can Do is holding third. Take Me Higher races fourth. Pierce Sealster is racing 5. Then Canadian Victor and Mitchus Cayley. Into the turn they go, and the leader up front, Bromley Road. Lazarus sitting right there, second. Holding third, Matt Can Do Too. Then Take Me Higher, Notions to the outside. Pierce Sealster will follow. 28 and 1 to the quarter. Hold all tickets. There is an inquiry into the breaks. Inquiry. Bromley Road and Lazarus 1-2 at the half. Take Me Higher, 3 outside. On the inside, Matt Can Do. Then Pierce Sealster on the outside. Mitchus Cayley moves up, and then it is Canadian Victor. Through the backside they go. Bromley Road had him there in 58 flat. Lazarus still sits in second. Racing third on the outside now, Pierce Sealster. Up on the outside, he drives for second. It's Bromley Road. Pierce Sealster now 2 outside. Lazarus on the inside. Then Matt Can Do Too. Take Me Higher is 5. 1:27. If we can go 30 seconds, we've tied the track record. Better, and we break it. Through the lane, Bromley Road. Bromley Road is on the way. The win, the Ferguson Memorial. Bromley Road has won it with Pierce Sealster second, and Matt Can Do Too is third. 5-year-old bay pacing gelding by Abercrombie from Beretta, Hanover, a Cam Fella mare. Doug McGraver of Charlottetown, the trainer for the Maritime Stables of Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. Dougie does the driving here, and you've just witnessed the first horse ever to go under 157 here at Tartan Downs, and the fastest ever to go over this piece of dirt, 156 flat. Number 1, Bromley Road, winning the Ferguson Memorial. They were past the half in 1 minute and 1/5. Down the backside they go. The 3-year-olds led by Tarwin Misty. Drop of Wine gets up on the outside now, and Notions to the outside. Charlotte Zara is 3. Then that's Majestic April. It's still Tarwin Misty on the inside. Drop of Wine on the outside. They're neck and neck around the paddock turn now. It is Tarwin Misty. Drop of Wine outside. 1:31 and 4 3/4 off the turn. Drop of Wine and Tarwin Misty down the lane. Drop of Wine comes on to the lead now. Drop of Wine will win in the opening dash with Tarwin Misty second. Charlotte Zara is third. Woodmere Tundrop still dictating the pace here. Going around the turn, up the backside they go next. Elm Grove Cameline, the half was 1 minute, 3/5. 3/4 will be next. J. Happy Sack on the outside, gone to a break is Vivian's Ray. It's Woodmere Tundrop. Chief Happy Sack second outside. Elm Grove Cameline. Donmar Pilgrim is 3 wide on the outside. Driving on up into the paddock turn. It's Woodmere Tundrop. Donmar Pilgrim on the outside moves on up. Then along the rail, it's Chief Happy Sack. They're off the top turn, 1:32 and 3/5, 3/4. Home they come. Woodmere Tundrop is on the way to win it. Woodmere Tundrop to win it, and Chief Happy Sack is second. Donmar Pilgrim is third. 59 seconds flat down to the halfway station. Lewinsky, Charlotte's A-Team, and La Sorcière are broken away from the pack. They're racing 1, 2, 3 down to the three-quarters. Fernhill Nicky is 4. Then a big gap back to Simon Banca and Windy Bay Carolyn. Into the turn, it is Lewinsky. Still from the lead, Charlotte's A-Team right there, second, with La Sorcière for 3. 1:30 and 1/5, three-quarters. Down the lane they come. Lewinsky is starting to pace away now. Lewinsky, Charlotte's A-Team, La Sorcière on the outside. Lewinsky will win it. It'll be close for second. Round the bottom turn, the quarter was 30 and 2/5, and the half was 1:02 and 1. Now they'll go things a little quicker now. Down the backside, Woodmere Full of Tricks with the lead. That is Riverview Comet second. On the inside, Tiny Bubbles moves up. Kilkerran Triton is 4. And then KR Quick. Into the paddock turn, Woodmere Full of Tricks, still by 2 lengths on the lead. Riverview Comet second. Tiny Bubbles is third, with Kilkerran Triton for 4. They're off the turn, 1:31. They three-quarters. And home they come as Woodmere Full of Tricks cuts things just the way he likes it and wins here. Riverview Comet second, Tiny Bubbles is third, and Kilkerran Triton 4. With P.H. Joe controlling things up front for Todd Trites. P.H. Joe has him past the quarter. Black Bowtie is sitting second. Rhonda's Son is third. G.R. Harrods is holding down fourth. Then Kilkerran Tanner from 5. And Island Windstorm 6, 30, and 1/5. They were to the opening quarter. They're on their way to the half. P.H. Joe with the leader. As they go past the half, it's P.H. Joe. Up on the outside now, here comes G.R. Harrods as they go around the bottom turn. He's the first to go out and goes first over. Following that is Island Windstorm, off stride, Kilkerran Tanner. Down the backside they go, and P.H. Joe, 59 and 4 was the opening half, with the 2-horse sitting Black Bowtie. They're on their way to the three-quarters. On the inside, that is Rhonda's Son racing 3. G.R. Harrods is 4 outside. Island Windstorm 5. Into the turn. It's P.H. Joe and Black Bowtie 1-2. He's sitting on P.H. Joe's back to stride off the turn. Now the battle coming home. 1:28 and 3/4. P.H. Joe inside. Black Bowtie gains on the outside. Right down to the wire. It'll be too close to call. Too close to call in the win photo. P.H. or Black Bowtie. Round facing, gelding by quick comeback from Adam Moya B. A Bee-Gees bunny mare. Owned by Cassandra Fram of Kingston. Alan McNutt, Moncton. Earl Fram is your trainer here on this horse. And Kenny Arsenal picks up the drive here this afternoon. And a new track record for 3-year-old pacing Colts, 1:56 and 4. The bottom turn they go, and Woodmere Teardrop still from the lead. Fernhill Nancy sitting right there in the garden spot, 2:1:01. They were down to the halfway mark. Charlotte's Best 3 on the outside. Then on the inside, Elm Grove Noel now follows the cover on the outside. And I'm a Nightly Gal is 5. Then J.G.'s Goldilocks is out of it 6. Into the turn they go. Woodmere Teardrop still with the lead. Woodmere Teardrop racing with the lead. Fernhill Nancy is on the outside, and they're driving off the turn now. Heading on through the lane as they drive right down to the lane. On the far outside, Elm Grove Noel and Kenny Arsenal is coming to win it all. Elm Grove Noel wins it.
106-1 past the half mile up the backside for the 3/4 up and coming. Pedro up front for the lead, second. Dunmar Victoria, third is Ladies Playboy. Full of trot in the backfield now, Kelly Lane Duper. Up past 3/4 now. And a Harold Shepherd has Pedro. Up front on the lead. As second, Dunmar Victoria, then Ladies Playboy. County Lane Duper is 4. 139 past 3/4. Gonna swing off the top turn and drive for home now. And Pedro brings him on through the lane. A fight here for second. And look at this, County Lane Duper coming down the rail. The Ladies Playboy will get the deuce. County Lane Duper will be 3. Dunbar down the backside. The 3/4 up and coming. Half mile. 105 3/5. The lead now is 10. Second, fighting it out. At the rail, Micheluda on the outside. Scarlet Chief. Then a West River Noreen is the trailer. Stable turn second and final time. They're gaining with every stride on the leader, Dunmar Topaz. Second on the outside is Scarlet's Chief. Third is Micheluda. 137 1/5 past 3/4. A stretch drive remaining for Ralph Adair. Set to go wire to wire. Up for second, Scarlet Chief. At third will be Micheluda for 4, West River Noreen. To the 5/8 turn down, a Maple Leaf Jet up front by 2. The second, Rustico Bend. The half mile, a minute even. Up the backside, 3/4 up and coming. Rustico Bend goes to a break. Maple Leaf Jet all alone by 25. Out in front. Rustico Bend back trotting second. And then third, Deb's Girl from 4, Maple Leaf Marty. Stable turn, second and final time, Maple Leaf Jet. Seals off alone. A second, Rustico Bend. Up third, Deb's Girl. Then Maple Leaf Marty. Through the lanes, 131 2/5. Past 3/4. Racing all alone. And Maple Leaf Jet to win it. For second, back trotting. That's Rustico Bend. Scooting up on the outside for 3. Maple Leaf Marty. Heading towards the 5/8 turn, Dynamo Shadow from the lead second. Pretty Lass. Seawin Positato is third. Up in 4. Had his Rainbow Ridge. Back trotting in 5. Rustico Pluto. Up the backside. 3/4 up and coming now. And Dynamo Shadow from the lead, second, Pretty Lass. Third, Seawin Positato. Trotting up a storm on the outside is Rustico Pluto. A stable turn, second and final time by the half, 103. Dynamo Shadow and Rain to Mary Claire McDonald by 5 up front. Fight here for second. Pretty Lass and Seawin Positano. And Dynamo Shadow brings him on through the lane. Gonna win it easily. The Largo Trotter, Seawin Positano for second. Third is Pretty Lass.